this time, Missouri Western Director of Athletics, Josh Looney.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, everyone, for coming out and filling up the room. It's a big-time day for us at Missouri Western, and just an exciting day for our program. I'm fired up to introduce Candi Whitaker to all of you. You are going to love her. She is a tremendous person and one heck of a basketball coach. She brings a great family with her, and Nick mentioned that Matt and Weston and William and Callahan are here, and they're going to fit in right well in St. Joe. Within 5 minutes of picking them up at the airport yesterday, we found out that Pat Mahomes is Weston's favorite football player, and he just got done playing in Texas this fall and winter for the Chiefs. So I think he's going to be just fine here when we have Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs here for training camp this summer. So Weston, lot to look forward to. Candi's going to lead a storied program with a storied history, a lot of tradition, a lot of incredible head coaches have come before Coach Whitaker and have built this program into what it is. And I'll get into our search process and the massive interest we had in this job here in a bit. But specific to Candi, I'm excited that she's going to stand at the forefront of women's athletics at Missouri Western. She is a role model, a leader, a competitor, someone that balances family, and just an absolute person you want to follow and can be a positive role model for the young women in our athletic program. And above all, that is the thing I'm most excited that we're getting with Candi. Of course, we're getting somebody that's an X and O's junkie, has a basketball mind, is coached at an incredibly high level, and we're going to win a lot of basketball games under her leadership here as well. Short and sweet, Candi will make a difference here at Missouri Western. I can promise you that. Nick mentioned she spent a good portion of her career in Kansas City, but y'all are going to figure out pretty quick where she's come from when she gets up here and starts talking. So, but she has lots of local ties in the area, which we're excited about. No two searches are the same when you go through coaching searches, especially when it comes to searches that involve men's or women's basketball. And as I mentioned, we had massive interest in this job, and we had a great search committee that had to funnel through a huge stack of resumes to get down to an in-person interview process that ultimately brought Candi here today as our next head coach. So I do want to recognize the members of our search committee that are here and really cleared their schedules, and we're maneuvering all over the place for the last 2 weeks to secure the best head coach for our program. So our senior woman administrator, go ahead and wave or stand up. Teresa Grossbach was on that committee. Well, we can hold applause till the end, that's fine. Senior Associate AD Brett Easley served on the committee. Our Associate Athletic Directors, Mike Holleran and Eric Kramer, both served. And we had a great impact from Will Martin, our Assistant Men's Basketball Coach, brought the basketball IQ to the committee of that group. And then Chad Edwards, our Head Women's Soccer Coach, was part of that committee as well. And to whittle it down, we ended up meeting in person with 7 individuals. And to give you a little look behind the scenes there at what our candidate pool looked like, that included 3 sitting Division II head coaches, 1 top assistant in this league. It included 1 top assistant at the Division I level. It included a longtime Division I head coach with a number of accolades, and then also included Candi Whitaker, who you'll meet here in just a minute. I do want to tell a story about how Candi and I got into contact during this process, and it's probably the most unique thing that will happen in a search that I'll ever be involved in. About 2 or 3 days in to assembling the committee and posting the job, I get a call from Dr. Vartabedian, who tells me that his son, Robbie, wanted to give me the contact information of someone who had lived down the street from them in Canyon, Texas, just a few doors down. So in a small world, you put 2 to 2 together. Candi Whitaker lived on the same street as Dr. Vartabedian back in Canyon, Texas, when they were growing up. And Robbie, their son, and Candi were classmates. And so once I found out who that person was, I was texting back and forth with Robbie, and he gave me Candi's number, and I was able to have a phone call with her. I was actually in Columbus, Ohio at the Women's D2 Elite 8 to watch some basketball games with some coaches there. And I ended up spending about an hour outside the arena on the phone with Candi and missed most of the game that I was there to watch. And it was well worth it. And she's just an incredible person that you are all going to love when you meet right here in just a minute. So with that, I'd like to introduce to you our 9th head women's basketball coach in Missouri Western, Candi Whitaker. Your number.
All right. I did win a lot of games with this number, so that's awesome. Thank y'all for that. Let me grab my- All right. Well, first, thank you to everyone who's here, who maybe took a long lunch or popped over here to meet me and meet my family, spending this hour with us, or this few minutes with us. First, I want to thank Dr. Vartabedian and his family for connecting me to Missouri Western and this opportunity. I want to thank Josh and his incredible staff for the time that they spent with me in this process and this opportunity. I don't have a lot of family here today other than my family, but my parents, my sister, and all of my close friends have really rallied around me in this time. I want to say thank you to them. My dad has been on me for about the last 18 months about a new t-shirt. He said, I need a new school, I need some new shirts, so let's get back on the horse, Candi. Luckily we'll be able to bring him some shirts home, but I want to thank them. I want to thank my husband and my children, if you guys could stand. Matt, my husband, who I met at Texas Tech, he's a baseball player, was a baseball player, and has been a trooper. When you're married to a coach, man, it's a tough road, but he is an incredible dad and husband, very supportive. My children, as you guys can see, have raided the bookstore. So if you guys are looking for what's available right now, we got a few models from 8 months to 9 years, all kinds of apparel. So they are pumped and ready to go. Weston got to shoot with the team yesterday, and as soon as we went back to the hotel, he said, Mom, can all the players babysit me and all the players come to the house? And I said, absolutely. Your dad and I have not had a date in a year, so we will get that lined up. And William is just enamored with the Griffin. So the half eagle, half lion, he is all about it. It's on the phone. He wants to show it to everyone we meet. So they are all in and excited to be here. I also want to thank Rob Edmondson for the communication support this last week, but most importantly, recruiting some fantastic young women. Had the opportunity to meet with them yesterday, and I walked away just completely energized with who they are, the energy they bring, the quality of human beings that they are. They wanted to stay in the gym 30 minutes longer to meet my family, and that meant the world to me. So I thank Rob for doing a great job of recruiting some fantastic people. I've had a unique road. I mean, no coaching career is the same, and you never know when opportunities are going to come. And I've been really blessed from an early age to have fantastic opportunities and just blessings along the way. The good and the bad and the ugly, I've learned from all, and they've all really made me who I am today. But it became clear to me in my time off that coaching is in my makeup. And two things were a huge gift to me. One, baby Callahan, who's sporting a little polo right there with the Griffin on it, came to us this past August, and of all of our children, obviously, are the greatest blessings, but that time with him, I will always value. And the time with all the boys this past year has been a new experience for me, one that I hadn't had before this year. So definitely a gift of time with my family, and also a time of reflection. And I think, you need that from time to time. And it became apparent to me that I was ready to get back into coaching, but not anywhere. It needed to be the right fit for me professionally, but more importantly, the right fit for me personally and for my family. And through the process, Josh shared the connection. I started really looking at Missouri Western. I felt like I connected with Josh immediately, which I think is really important. Your administration is vital to having a successful program, that you have that support that you need, because in college athletics, it can be, it doesn't always go in a straight line, and it's not always smooth, but when you have the support you feel like you need, you can go get it done. But it was really clear to me that Missouri Western had one strong leadership from the top down. There's a huge commitment. You look around and see these facilities, the upgrade, the continued care for facilities equals commitment from the university and from the community. I think all of those things combined with the family atmosphere, and everyone you meet is so friendly and excited about what's happening here, and that is felt with everyone I encountered on my interview and everyone I talked to. It became really apparent that it was going to be a great place for our family. So we are very excited to be here and get going. My priorities are number one, this team, and building relationships with each of the players. Would y'all mind standing up? I know some of you guys either skipped class or skipped lunch or something to be So they are my number one priority, and hopefully I'll get back here on campus next week and be able to spend some individual time with each of them and get to know their families and build those relationships. My second priority is recruiting, continuing to add to the core group that we have, and lastly, hiring a staff and making sure we have the right people around them to be successful on and off the court. Our identity, I'm a hardworking blue-collar person myself. That's who I was as a player. I love people that can score it, but most importantly, we're going to play really, really hard. And we're going to have kids that battle every single day that you can connect with and that will represent you very, very well. And as we recruit, that character and that work ethic and that commitment to Missouri Western and their teammates will be priorities for us in recruiting. So again, just excited to get going. I've already been working just around the clock. This is an important time in recruiting to hit the ground running. So we are going to continue to build upon what is here and look forward to the future, and very excited for our family to join this community. Thank you.